All right. Now that I have a separate VOD, what's the question? Whether or not something's in the demo. Um, are you in the Discord or anything for the game? If you just want to DM, cover your ears, Canoniphone. Cover your ears. Okay, now I have to like uninstall this demo and fix my testing client. Now I'm gonna break everything. So we're gonna uninstall this. Where is it? Come on, Steam. Just uninstall. It was actually really hard to install this. Just so you know. It was actually really hard to do that. All right, now that I have officially, let's say this is a backup demo. So yeah, because it's a Steam issue. Like if you already have the game on Steam, Steam doesn't let you download the demo via the store like you would. No, no. Play tested the game, so I have the game. It says backup. So put that in. But you're not going to get to see anything that's part of that. That was just a quick run through the demo to show that. Um, oh, I see your question now. I do not know the answer to that question. Is that something that somebody tried? Do you have a clip of what they tried to do? Secret garden in the greenhouse. Hmm. Like, is there a clip? Trying to visualize exactly what you're referring to. I would think, given the scope of the demo, it's a good question. Hey, sensible streamer. We just did a little bit of a primer on blueprints. I made a little video. In fact, I should probably publish a little video. And someone that we were watching somebody else go through the demo together had a question, and I'm trying to understand exactly what it is. I don't want all videos. I just want the most recent video. Oh, it can't be seen because it's Twitch makes all of my VODs unviewable. Is that the current broadcast? That is the current broadcast. Sure. But yeah, I don't really know for sure exactly what is in the demo and what isn't. So I do know that they did release a patch note thing about removing like a certain room and stuff from the demo. So people managed to do things with it. Um, yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't know for sure without seeing like a clip of. I know a few people managed to break stuff. Yeah, if you got a clip, well, I'll check out what they did. What else was I checking out? Yeah. I was impressed that somebody managed to get a massive pile of gold. What did you guys say? Like somebody got like 200 or 400 gold? Oh my goodness. You just 556. Wow, that's a lot. You're rich. And then the game ends. But no, I think some of the divergence of, because one of the interesting things was sort of, with demos, like it's you only get a slice of kind of what, of what what a game is, or like sometimes like early access stuff, they haven't really finished everything or whatever. So it was interesting watching people explore it, and then also they kind of have always that shareware demo freeware thing. Reminds me of like games back in the '90s where you just get a taste. But in this case, the game's really good. But like you never, there's a divergence because I've seen way more than others have. So I kind of have a more rounded out view of exactly everything. Whereas some people in the demo like, I mean, to me it's a puzzle game, and people are like, well, we want mods to do whatever, and I'm like, but it's a puzzle game. So like, I get it because you only see a piece of it, so certain mechanics are almost overweighted, or at least the kind of the way that it's sold to you is a little bit different because of what you see. Do I dare attempt to play Destination Earthstar? Every time I play that, it goes bad. I was working on getting some older games to run, so I actually got to play Sim Farm today for like all of 5 minutes, and then I got distracted. And I'm like, well, I have to get this demo to work. Oh, that's how I got the demo to work. If anyone ever needs to know how to do this, there is a way in your browser to open um, in your browser to open up on Steam the what's it called? Basically, there's a console in in Steam. Oh wow, I didn't actually see this console actually has a whole bunch of errors. But if you ever are in a situation where you really want the demo for a game of a game that you already own, you have to open up the console and then run the same command that the Steam store library thing will not let you run. You basically just need like the app ID, and the command is like available on the internet. It's just I don't understand why it doesn't work. Yeah. So what now? I was just gonna do a little thing. Oh, I have to check. That's what I needed to check because I have a family thing in a little bit, and I forgot that my task might have been to go pick up pizza. I'm not telling you anything. No, not. I mean, I'm just. I think that it's a puzzle game, and it doesn't do anybody any good for me to tell you whether or not something is possible or anything. Like you lose that wonderment of the moment of learning that something's possible or not, and just banging your head against a wall. Something that will never happen. But I do hope the game comes out sooner than later. I mean, it's not listed as early access or anything, so I don't think. I have no idea. So I would hope that it doesn't take years and years and years to come out. I don't. This doesn't feel like that's the case, but I don't know if you know, once the demo's down, if there's going to be an update. I don't know. I mean, but yeah. So are you still playing through the demo, or are you just you've had enough? You've done it enough. I can't even think of what sounds good. You're just still playing through it. Horror Radish thought they were going to get everything. There you go. I do hope it does come out soon, but like I said, I don't know. But it's just like having seen a number of games at different states of like early access of what just based on what's available in the demo seems reasonable that you won't. One game that I've been actually waiting. Maybe we'll just do the Steam review with me sitting in the corner of the screen with just a black screen. But there's this game you'd probably be interested in. This one I've been teased to no end about whether or not it's going to come out, and it just hasn't come out. Um, is it? Is there an easy way for me to show this? Well, I think it's called Naya, which is coming from the now revived Microprose software. You may remember Microprose from like the 90s. Um, they aren't the developer; they're just the publisher. But the game looks fantastic, and it looks very much like Riven. And they had a very small piece of a demo at some tech thing, but like I was already sold. Like just please give me this game, like for realsies. I want this game. But the first thing it recommends is Riven. Well, Balaltro had, I mean, that game was just highly addictive. Poker Solitaire. Whoever would have thought that would be a crazy addictive game? But but the in that case they waited a really long time. Well, at least for like as you're saying, striking while the iron's hot. It took them. The game didn't come out till February, and I believe they teased it like 6 to 9 months before, and actually had several iterations of the demo. But yeah, I can't wait till the there's actually a release of blueprints because in my head I have a massive review of just everything, and I would love to share that. um, oh, I think that would be. I mean, just given what you've already seen, I'm not sure you're gonna. I don't think you're gonna be able to quite capture what this game captures. There's too much. Um, it has too much of the art. Is it it would be well, what's a game that has just been inevitably copied like a million times? Like it's not the same as like those Suika, the you drop the watermelon the fruits trying to make watermelons game. Like there was the original one, and that's fine, and it's really easy to emulate and copy it, and a lot of the clones are terrible, and they just don't have the same fluidity as some of the better ones or just the original. But but there's just so much more going on in a puzzle game than other genres. So it's like there were a lot of games that attempted to emulate Riven, Myst, Pick your adventure game, your Hero Quest or King's Quest or whatever, even the Ultima series, and I mean, think about the ones that are still remembered. They either did something innovative themselves or were just also good, and then the rest of them are pretty much lost to time. Um, there's a lot of careful things that have to happen in making a really good puzzle game that don't happen when you're just trying to copy somebody. This even the Notpron riddle. The Notpron riddle is a fantastic riddle. Um, the guy that made it kind of went off the deep end, but their thing still exists. But back in the day, there were these things that you basically go to a website, and then the website just gives you a picture, and then that's what level it is. And then the object of the game is to get to the next level. So like at the very beginning of these, it was like, oh, you click it to go to the next one, or you change the, it says level 2 in the HTML. Oh, I change it to level 3. I'm on level 3. So it's not really a hacker game because it's supposed to be approachable to even non-IT people. But obviously, you're going to learn a little bit about computer stuff. But you just follow the trail of clues to figure out what you need to figure out to get to the next page. And there were many, many, many clones of Notpron. And many of them were absolutely terrible. Some of them copied the thing wholesale, and they just were all terrible. Then there were other ones that actually kind of did their own thing, and thus that finished the riddle actually found kind of fun to go through because there were different takes and different ideas. Some of the people that, including myself, that completed the riddle or got very far in it, made their own spin-offs and put a lot more effort into creating good puzzles. But it takes having like done escape rooms and stuff and just writing for like game shows and thinking about how people think through stuff and just logically drawing conclusions. Um, Modern ARGs, yeah, I guess it depends. I don't really consider that. Give me a good example of one of those, because all the ARGs that I know of are like like the one on your phone, like the one that and ultimately turned into Pokemon Go. I can't remember the name. It wasn't called Uplink. It was called something else because Uplink's actually a really good game. But like you would go claim various spots and it was just GPS things. So like, there really isn't a puzzle to that. It's just like this alternate reality thing. But but, but yeah, it's puzzle's kind of its own weird genre because like a lot of the game is sort of in that ether space in between you trying to solve stuff out and wandering around trying to do that. So is the game actually fun while you're doing that? Oh, okay, those types of. I didn't really like Inscription. I watch people play it. I'm not big into the horror, like jump scary stuff or like weirder stuff like that. There were a few things that were clever in it, but I just didn't find the mechanics like they didn't draw me in. Like Blueprints, 5 minutes, I'm sold. Inscription, I watch people play it, and it's too scary and scariness for me. But it's really not that bad. But it's just kind of you know there's sort of another genre that's really popular on Steam where they I almost call them jump scary games, but like after Outlast and after the Papers games, not the Sandman, the what's his name, that guy, Slenderman guy. Like they made tons and tons of games like that, and they started mixing stuff in like that. But you really don't see like they just end up being a little bit too simple. Like a lot of the like the funny thing is just kind of like this one everyone wants kind of mods of like the house structure. In Inscription, I remember a lot of people, and the guy actually changed the game where that first round, like a spoiler alert, that first part of the game where you're sort of playing a version of Slay the Spire with what was the name of it? Hand of Fate, and then you basically play like a versus game with the guy. Um, it, People wanted that to be like some endless mode or something, and if I remember correctly, they added that in. Um, but it's sort of one of those games that it's like there really is a different game, I guess, kind of going on. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of my friends actually didn't play through Inscription. They played through. They either watched or people played. So a lot of them just wasn't them. It just wasn't quite. It kind of fell under, I guess, like I don't even know what the subgenre is. 'Cause I don't really follow all of those that closely. But there you go. But yeah, you're right. You just had me thinking about it. It's like, oh man, that game came out like somewhere around Halloween or something last year. But the first thing I think of, yeah, the first thing I think of with like alternate reality type games is like people that are into VR chat, people that are into some events and stuff where like you have like little games and stuff that you play at an event, and there's ways that's like coordinated with your phone or some kind of tracking system, and it turns the place that you're in into something else. And depending on how those are done, those can be really really cool. Um, yeah, exactly. So what's like your favorite puzzle game? Like, are you huge into Inscription or like I don't know. I don't know if we actually asked that down the line when we were all hanging out at Horror Radish's endless streams of this game. Because a lot of the ones that I really like end up. I just keep saying Rivet and Mist just because it's one a lot of people know. Like Urquad Masters is like there a lot of the best puzzle games do lots of cross genre stuff. I feel like there's other games going on top of the fact that you're also part of a puzzle, so the whole thing ends up kind of becoming this even bigger puzzle because you're trying to in the Urquan Masters, like you can make combat, for instance, in the game very, very easy, or you can make it very, very hard. And depending on how you determine to do that, it changes, it makes everyone's experience with it a little bit different too. You may or may not solve certain puzzle that gives you, access to something, making something easier, or you just may not figure out the puzzle that is how to do combat well. Kind of just like Jagged Alliance too, because Jagged Alliance is sort of like XCOM, except all the different characters have personalities and stuff, and they don't really, really. To me, it's an interactive fiction title. I mean, see, to me, a lot of those are all just vehicles that get to the point that it's a puzzle. Arcade shooter. That's the first time I've heard arcade shooter. I would just classify it as an adventure game. There were a number of adventure games that did different different avenues of that, just because it has like certain elements of different things. It pretty much follows the same idea as an adventure game. Role playing typically would mean that you level up and stuff, and you really don't. Yeah, like you grow, you collect things, but you kind of don't really level up. It's not really like a hack and slash. Well, I don't know. I'm assuming you've beaten it, so this is a well. I'm assuming you have a well-rounded opinion of it. So I mean, that's you. I know some people that played it for like 5 minutes, and then it wasn't them, and they thought it was something it wasn't. Um, yeah, I mean, it gets down to where you want to draw certain lines, and in certain sites that try to categorize certain things, you can only pick one category. I would say adventure game, and then also puzzle. But like, if we really to go down to it, yeah, I mean, it has all these different types of things that are happening. But part of what it does well is you really don't have to, like, if you get good at one of the once you figure out how to do something better, like the parts of the game that you enjoy, you don't need to play as much as the other. Oh my goodness, I have several. Uh, I have my blueprints notebook in front of me, which also was it Mist? I guess at some point I have to play through The Witness. Is it on sale? I've watched enough of it to be like, this is just, I'm just not gonna like this. And then comparing notes to people, it's like it's $10. Do I dare? Yeah, there's a big sale going on Steam. I forget what day it ends. When does it end? July 11th. Okay, it's been added to the cart. Just for you, it's been added to the cart. Like I watch people play the Talos too. Like I didn't watch them play the whole game, so like I'd be basically blind to it. I just know the sort of the premise, right? And it's just like it reminds me of Baba, and I'm like, Baba's great, but at the same time, it's just rough. I'm just gonna be bored. What was I setting up? A few of the games that I hadn't had an opportunity to play in the past. I'm actually wondering if this site I found, there's this guy that I was checking out that has a whole bunch of old games that I've not actually seen on more popular sites, and they're getting a lot of them to run on older systems. Patrick's? No. Yeah, I was looking that up, and I found that. And I actually found the old Birthright title that I've never seen in a million years ago. This looks like one of those older Flash games. It's iterative, but it might be really good. Yes, I've seen this because it gets bigger, like it goes in and out. Yeah, I saw somebody play this, and I'm like, this is just not. It's not me, but I can get people that dig this. It's just an iterative puzzle game. But the recursion did throw me for a loop the first time I saw it. The types of things that I get into are the more, like I said, the more abstract things. Like I got through like half of Baba, and the thing that I guess the particular thing that frustrated me with Baba is the game's great. Like this is not like, oh man, this game's terrible or anything, but it's just that the presentation, it always frustrates me in a puzzle when I don't feel it's necessarily fair to the player. And by that I mean there isn't really a manual to Baba Is You. And without looking up exactly how certain rules work, you sort of have to guess. And not only are you guessing, you're basically looking for how edge cases work. And it's not even necessarily clear that those edge cases are what you're necessarily looking for. So to people that don't really deal with a lot of logic puzzles, like if you're not a programmer, the game kind of starts to fall apart at some point. But if you're a programmer, you think the game's really cool because what do you deal with all-time edge cases? So it just started to get to where every single level was not just here's a, like a lot of them are incredibly clever, like it's still really cool, but it just was frustrating because each level is like, okay, what's the little gimmick that you don't until you see it, you don't understand exactly how putting those two words together works. But then they don't really give you, there's usually like a tutorial level or something at the start of each world, but that doesn't really tell you a whole lot, and then you just have to start pushing the limit. So, and that's more apparent in certain worlds than others. But oh, I love Factorino. Factorino is a fantastic game. Satisfactory I didn't enjoy that much. One of the issues I have, and this game you might actually, I don't know if you're into those types of games, Captain of Industry. Captain of Industry is currently having the largest sale it has on Steam. It blows Factorino out of the water. It's not even close. Like Captain of Industry is my favorite game of that type that was made this century, question mark. So like if we're going to put it in the same discussion as games like 1401, like the ones like old school city builders and stuff, which are also solving a puzzle usually of managing walkers, or like original Tropico. The problem with Factorino, I always call it Factorino because a friend of mine, we used to play it all the time. In fact, we used to play the randomizer. Well, I got big into Zelda, Link to the Past, with the Factorio randomizer, with Super Metroid in there, and just everything just combobbled together. But my rule is that you can't pause the Factorio game. So, like, if you want to play, there's no pausing in either game. I guess you have to pause in Link, but the whole point is you start getting beaten by biters, that's your own fault. so yeah, that we played that game a lot. We actually did all the mods for it, Bob's and Angels mods and that kind of stuff. Very, very, very cool game. I love the fact that you could build train networks. That was one of the things I found really cool. The issue I have with Factorio is that the best parts of that game run into Hi, Eat It Up. You missed it. We already did it. I already cut the VOD and everything because we had to talk about secret sauce with Profajor over here. But no, we just ran through a day. You already know my general review of it is the game's great, and You Eat It Up. Hopefully, if you like puzzle games, you'll enjoy Blueprints, and I already uninstalled the demo, and I'm not breaking Steam again. I actually had to open up the Steam console to download the demo because I already have the game. And Steam, I guess, does not let you download a demo once you already own the game. Yeah, I was tapping my finger at that too. But you open up the console and force download it, and then I had to replace all my save files and stuff to do it. So that's why it was kind of annoying to do it. But we just went through like a day of what the game looks like. I didn't know that was a bug, or intentionally a bug, because they do share the same app directory. So, sorry, they have their own install directory, but like where your saves and stuff are stored are in the same place. So I'm like, I loaded it, and I'm like, this is clearly the demo, but it's clearly loading the wrong saves. So we had to do some finagling. No, I'm no Need It Up forever. Might as well be forever at this point, right? Um, but no. So what was I saying? I was saying, crap. What game was it? Well, they all have their own app ID. Um, Apparently, I said I'm tasked with the food order, so that's I've got a minute here. I'm gonna have to head out and take care of that. But yeah, Eat It Up. The game is. I guess I can actually load up my own stream. Eat It Up. Blueprints demo. Let's try this. If it'll actually let me do it, that'd be nice. Oh my goodness, please. Twitch! That's great. We start automatically playing things. Don't make me log into Twitch. Just go do the thing. And I'll give you a taste. Stop it. Did we do it? We did it. We did it, Reddit. Does it let me? Yes. You're gonna get the fast repeat. Eat It Up, the fast version of the repeat. Because I know you didn't check out the demo, so why is the I must have not cut it correctly. It's okay. There's a whole little intro, tells you what you have to do. The object is you're trying to get to room 46. That's all great. You saw that. So this is what the game is like. Thai foods. Streamception indeed. I basically exist multiple times here, but I say a bunch of words, which is basically like, hey, go. Like, if you're already sold, it's a puzzle game and it's really really good and it has Iggy seal of approval. But you walk in, there's some introduction. It locked my mouse, which it doesn't do. But sort of the gimmick here is you only have so many steps. You walk around the house every time you go to one room or another. You spend steps. And so every time you click on a door, it's sort of like a. I'm showing how the steps work. We really are Streamception right now, aren't we? That's great. We could do that. Okay, so anytime you attempt to open up a door, the game will generate 3 choices of what room to fill in that void. So you can't exactly see it particularly well because I'm in the corner, but you have your little map, and it shows you where the you aren't allowed to back out. Once you attempt to draw a room, you have to actually pick one. So in this case, I'm like, well, I want to try to work upwards, right? And so we'll take the one that has the most doors. And there you go. You walk into it, and that's repeat that a bunch of times. That ends up becoming the game. Um, there's everything can have items. So you got this case. The room comes with a key. Now it's truly Streamception because the chat's coming back up, and when you get to choose how you want to spend your resources, you can, of course, there's going to be locked doors, and then you can also open up the trunks with the key, stuff like that. And then each room kind of has its own little theme and does stuff. So, like in this case, the parlor is actually a. I would say generally, yeah. So for instance, the parlor is always going to have this puzzle in it, and the puzzle is that there's going to be 3 boxes here, and in order to get the reward that's inside, you have to put the wind-up key in the correct box. And the rule is that one of them is at least one is always telling the truth. At least one is always telling a lie. Yeah, you may not, but in this case, the parlor is you're always guaranteed to get this puzzle. Whereas some rooms you might just randomly find an item or something. So what you're going to end up doing is taking lots of notes about, obviously there's going to be on certain days, there's certain rooms you're going to want more than others. Like for instance, if I really wanted some gems and I'm confident I can solve this puzzle, in this case, it's what's on the boxes. So two of them said things that are just known to be false. In this case, that box, that can't be the white box, so it has to be false. And then once you analyze them, it's that one's the box that holds the gems. So you get your 2 gems. But what you're going to want to do probably is, well, if I want to, oh sure, I mean, stuff's going to be in rooms, so it's not necessarily what's on the label. So it's not like a card game where I play the card and I always get exactly that. There's a lot of different things in the air that are going to change. But basically, what you see on the label here is the guarantee. You pick this room, you're going to get whatever the rule is. So I would assume many players care about how many open doorways I have, and what do I get guaranteed? Because it's like, well, if I don't have any gems, it's kind of bad. And like right now, I don't have any money, so I take the. Well, I don't have any way to unlock it otherwise, so it's just a key door. Go back to. If it was locked, I don't know if I went back to it or not. I think here we open up, we get the veranda. Yeah, we get the veranda. This one costs us 2 gems. And it has a greater chance, you get a greater chance of finding stuff in green rooms. So there you go. That you might randomly find better stuff now. In this case, we find the sledgehammer. The sledgehammer lets you open up those locked trunks for free. So we run all the way back, just for the sake of the demo, to show that. And then I went, oh, I didn't look carefully enough. There was a box in this room too. In this case, it actually came with another item. It's the silver key. Works just like a regular key. Basically, right. Not here. There we open that up. Was the three gold, a key, and a gem. So naturally, if you're trying to get to the room 46, you're going to have to really manage all your resources pretty well to get there. The yellow rooms are shops. So in this case, it's the kitchen. So you can buy food to buy yourself more steps. So, it's a really, really cool game. I don't know if there's too much else I need to say about it. I mean, that kind of gives you an idea of what you're doing. Of course, it's a puzzle game, so you can imagine, just when we're talking about Urquan Masters and stuff, that all these different mechanics squish together into you needing to use them to solve the various puzzles that are before you. No, it's not that kind of game. It's not Elden Ring. No, and it's not. I mean, I can say it's not like a crazy scary game or anything. Like you're not going to get crazy jump scared or anything like that. It's not. It's not like a. It's as far as rating, it would be appropriate. You're not going to see. There was some like really gory stuff in that Elden Ring DLC. Not like that. But yeah, and that's pretty much it. And then you eventually, uninvited. Yeah. Now this game has a very Myst Riven type vibe to it. And in this case, I don't have the gems. So I'm picking which one I want. But there you go. That's pretty much it. I have to order. I have to order food because my mom's currently taking care of my aunt, and yeah, maybe a little bit less silly, but yeah, I mean, I would imagine exploring kind of all the secrets of the house and all that kind of stuff. Similar vein, sure. It's going to probably be a little bit different for everyone that plays. Like Profajor thinks, like I think Urquan Masters is more of an interactive fiction adventure title, and Pro thinks it's more like an action shooter type puzzle or action shooter type game. So this is another one of those that it's amorphic a little bit of what the genre is. But yeah, it's really really good, and I mean, from what you just see in the demo, it's super polished as far as there's a lot of thought that was put into it. It's not like oh, that's a stupid answer to whatever or something. No, it's really good, and it's one of those that you only get one good playthrough unspoiled. So like, don't ruin it. Hey, Aunt, you got here just as the stream ends because I got to order a pizza. But yeah, this is yeah, that's pretty much the dealio. It's really really cool. The demo is still up for I think today, so if you've not had a chance to check it out, do check it out. But just hopefully the release is like soon, so you could enjoy the whole thing sooner. Uh, no, it's super super good. Like, I would not be recommending it this strongly unless I really really think it's the best game this century. At least of puzzle games, it's the best game this century. Something will hit me like, okay, that one's also in the mix, but like, it is always going to be at the top of my list of stuff, and the only stuff that's even close to it is stuff in the '90s that I thought was fantastic too. But all right, y'all, that's me. I now actually have to go because no one knows what they want. Now I have to figure out exactly what that means. So take it easy, y'all. Have a good rest of your day, and if I don't see you 4th of July shenanigans and stuff, enjoy the rest of your holiday when you get there. See ya.